Hey, what's up guys, John here. 21 cities have just signed on to become smart cities throughout America. What are these cities? Well, and what is a smart city? A smart city are municipalities and urban areas that are deploying connected technologies and a lot of solutions to improve everything from critical infrastructure and public safety to efficiencies in city lighting, energy uses, to better traffic flow and mobility, all of which stand to make cities better places. Now, I did a video 4 months ago saying the biggest story in America is the scheduled collapse of US cities. And in that video, I said the reason that these cities are falling because they want them to fall. If they fall, crime gets out of control, people are moving out, office buildings become vacant, and there's massive markdowns on these assets. They're able to go in there and pick up this inventory for pennies on the dollar, and people are going to demand a solution, and that solution is going to be tech, it's going to be AI, it's going to be automation, and it's going to move everything into the future, very similar to what we're seeing in China and all these videos online. This is what is coming to America. Now, in this video, I made a forecast about 5 years, 6 years, this is going to start to happen. We're already here. Like, everything is moving so fast. In the next 24 to 36 months, we are going to see all of these cities go through a massive, massive change. I mean, look at this, for example. This came out today. JP Morgan Chase and MasterCard, they're on this biometric breakthrough where you're soon going to start paying with your face. This is May 20th today. They're saying by next year, $3 trillion in transactions will be processed. This is how fast this train's moving. Amazon, on their website, Amazon One launches an app to make sign up for palm recognition services even easier. Imagine that. Go on your phone, take a picture of your palm, and then you're going to be able to complete a transaction. I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to show you what is about to happen because I believe nothing is more valuable than data. And when these cities are able to see what you eat, where you travel, who your friends are, if you jaywalk, where you live, your shopping habits, everything.
I don't know if you guys should be talking so loud. No, Lisa, it's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation.
I mean, that data is more valuable than anything. And they're able to sell that data. They're able to do whatever they want with that data. And that's what's going to be happening inside of American cities. We're going to see trillion-dollar companies built on the backs of this data. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you the facts and show you what the future is going to look like in America. Please hit the like button, hit the like button. People share this content, educate more people about what's really going on. And today's video is sponsored by Link2, but more on that in just a little bit. Take a look at this. So these are some of the cities. New York City, Seattle, San Fran, DC, Boston, Austin, Chicago, Columbus, Boulder, Denver, Los Angeles, Dallas, Charlotte, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Vegas, Louisville, Portland, and San Diego. These are the list of American cities. So basically all the big cities are already signed on to this. And now this came out last week, why AI accuracy is crucial for road safety. And what they're saying here is that we need to integrate AI into our travel because this is going to make roads a safer place, a better place for everybody by them being able to basically take all that data, everything about the entire driving experience. Businesses with physical operations like transportation and logistics, construction, oil, gas, retail, delivery have more to gain from AI than potentially any other segment of the world's economy. With so much of their business happening far from their home offices or work sites, AI provides much needed visibility. Leaders at these companies manage billions of assets, including vehicles, equipment, while grappling with workforce that's increasingly prone to accidents, now at near record highs. The rise of dangerous behavior, such as distracted driving and speeding, has led to grim statistics. Preliminary data from the National Safety Council found that more than 44,000 people passed away in just last year, with the astronomical cost associated with each fatal collision often surpassing $7 million. The urgent need for a different solution has never been more clear. Now, this is also a gold mine for insurance companies because they're going to say, oh, John, I saw you were in your phone when you were in downtown LA or when you were in Miami, at a red light. You're putting us in a place where we're assuming more risk with this policy. We need to increase your rates to justify, this, for you to stay on board. We're going to start to see this information moving so quickly. It's going to be pretty concerning, really. It's going to be really concerning. Link2 is shaking up the investment game by giving everyday people like me and you access to high growth private companies inside of AI, gaming, aerospace, and fintech plus much, much more. Their goal? To make investing in privately held companies as easy as buying stocks from your phone. Think about it. Companies like Stripe, Zipline, and Axiom Space are making waves of innovation inside of their space. But guess what? You don't need to be a Wall Street big shot or billionaire to be able to partake in these deals any longer thanks to Link 2. Now let's talk about the real power of a private investment. Companies like Anthropic are leading the charge in AI research, building AI systems that are not just reliable, but interpretable and controllable. With products like Claude, Anthropic is changing the game in AI assistance. So if you're itching to be a part of something big and beef up your investment portfolio, it's time to hop on the Link 2 train. Click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen to begin investing in the future today. Use code JW500 to receive a $500 discount on your first investment. But act fast, because opportunities like this simply do not wait around. Click the link in the description just below this video to get started learning more about Link 2 and investing in privately held high growth companies. They say AI has the potential to transform the way police investigate and solve crimes. And they say AI can augment existing security infrastructure to improve public safety by connecting networks to cameras and sensors. Now, here's how this is all going to work. Look at this office building. This office building in St. Louis sold in 2006 for $205 million. How much do you think this property just sold for? Answer, $3.6 million. They lost 98% of their value. 98% of their value. So imagine an investor steps in there and they're able to switch this into residential. They're able to do something with it. Maybe a government entity acquires that building, and we're going to start seeing all of these deals trade for almost nothing, because you have about $1.8 trillion, almost $2 trillion of these loans that has to get rolled over the next 24 months. They're going to start buying up everything, all of these big buildings, and converting it. Right now, it's a mess converting these deals. I was reading this article, and they're talking about all the red tape for you to get funding. The White House has about $34 billion in funding for $35 billion for financing available for transit-oriented development projects to convert this from office to residential. But for you to be able to get access to it, you have to wait 18 to 24 months. And basically, you have to hold the debt for 18 to 24 months. You have to pay taxes, pay everything. And then you have to hit a certain, like checkpoint list, and you have to also put $1 million as non-refundable deposit just for them to consider you. So right now it's messy. What I bet is going to happen is they're going to get rid of a lot of this red tape when the big guys step in and start acquiring everything, and they are going to start moving people into communal bathrooms. Maybe there's, let's say, this one floor and there's 30 units there. Maybe they have 9, 10 bathrooms hypothetically. Making it a lot easier for them to cash flow on these deals. Because if you were to buy one of these buildings and bring it up to today's standards, it would be nearly impossible. It would be nearly impossible. You'd probably have to demo the building. But if they were to reduce those standards to where it's like a communal style living, which they've already done case studies, deep pocket investors have already done case studies on what that would look like in New York City. That starts to roll out. We're going to see a lot of these changes. I mean, look at, for example, on whitehouse.gov, you can see the URL right there. They say that commercial real estate investment volumes fell by 64% year over year in the second quarter of 2023. At the same time, office vacancies reached a 30-year high of 18.2%. And they go on to say that a new initiative announced today that right here, that vacancies persist from coast to coast. The vacancy rates have reduced foot traffic to the office-adjacent economy, reducing demand at local businesses, including restaurants, dry cleaners, convenience stores, retailers, hair salons. And so what they want to do is they want to convert this to residential. How can they do that if they have today's building standards? They can't. They can't. So what are they going to do? They're going to change this. They're going to change the codes to force people into cities, because it's going to be a lot cheaper to live in a city than it's going to be to live anywhere else. Here's what I mean by that. So in 2022, population in New York City, 8.336 million. What do you think the population will be in 8 years? Or rather, 8 years from when this was put out, 6 years from today? Well, answer 9.12, according to a government website. So they're going to basically add 18% of the entire population over the next 6 years. So how is that going to be possible? If you have that amount of people moving into the cities, they're going to be doing so based on affordability. They're not going to be doing so because they want to. It's going to be cheaper to live in a city than it's going to be living anywhere else. Look at San Francisco. Population today, 808,000. What is the population going to be in 6 years? 983,000. So you go from 808 to 983, almost at, about 20%, a little over 20% population growth over the next 5 years, right? They're going to be doing this by following the blueprint. By following this blueprint, I mean, look at this article right here. This came out 2016. They say, by that time, 2/3 of the world's population will live in cities. And they go on to say right here that the proportion of populations living in urban areas is expected to increase 82% in 6 years. So it's really, really shocking. What I think is going to happen here is we're going to start to see everything cheaper in cities. And we're going to see everything. I mean, even Target, for example. Target just announced that they're reducing prices on 5,000 products, right? So you're able to eat cheaper food. You're able to travel, get around on transit at a much lower price. You're going to be able to get an apartment at a much lower price. Yeah, everything's going to be kind of plugged into a UBI, the Universal Basic Income, and it's just going to be more accessible for most people to live inside of a city. And a lot of people that have online jobs, online businesses that make a lot of money online, they're going to be running their business, from the suburbs. They're going to be, buying a nice home in the suburbs and running everything directly from there. So we're going to likely see a really, really big shift in policy decisions over the next year or so, and a massive migration of people with money leaving the cities, and a lot of people that have no other option going directly to the cities. What do you think about this entire situation? Drop below. Let's have a conversation about this. I think we're going to see trillion-dollar companies being built on the backs of all of this data. We're going to see a lot of people make a lot of money on all this information, and we're going to see a lot of people lose a lot of rights, a lot of freedoms, and they're going to have a completely different outlook of what it looks like to live in an American city over the next 5 years. Everything is about to change. Without doubt, everything is going to change. So those that have a business plan, a game plan based on the fact that you want to be in the top 5%. You want to be in the top 5% in the next couple of years. That's for sure. Because everything is going to get, for you to maintain the same quality of life that maybe you had a year, 2 years ago, it's going to get a lot more expensive. And so if you're able to, write the check, you're going to be able to buy yourself, whatever you'd like. But if you're not, you're likely to be moving into a city, and it might not be the ideal situation for you. Maybe it is. It could be. What do you think about this situation? Let's have a conversation about this below. And today's video, again, is sponsored by Link2. For more information, click the link in the description just below this video, and I'll see you in the next video.